No matter who enters into your life, I will love you more than any of them. I promise to be yours if you promise to be mine forever. I solemnly swear to be up to no good. Promises. Promises are a funny thing. I'm sure at some point in your life you've made a promise. For some of you, it was as innocent as a pinky swear. For others, it may have been something far more serious that needed more than the binding of your two pinkies to assure faithfulness. As many promises that we have made in our lives, there have been an alarming amount of broken promises. Some of the greatest relationships we have are maintained by the fact that someone kept a promise, whether said or unsaid. Likewise, we have lost relationships because someone broke a promise or went against their word. Why is that? Words, gestures, and actions mean something. Someone can say or do something, anything, and we assume their whole character based off of that one action or the one thing that they said. More specifically, we wait to see if they are going to uphold what they said by their actions. Take a politician, for example. They make promises while running for a position, and we wait as citizens, whether we voted for them or not, whether they will keep their word or break it. At that point, we can count them as a good or bad politician by whether or not they kept their word. Likewise, we do this with every human being that we encounter. Our trust and ability to relate to one another is established in our ability to uphold the words we speak with actions that directly correspond appropriately. When God spoke the world into existence, as we read in Genesis, we are experiencing God for the first time, and our first introduction to Him is a promise. We can at least read it as a promise. There's actually a better word for it. It's a covenant. Why covenant? A covenant means more. It requires more. A covenant, rather than a promise, requires a response. A covenant is relational from beginning to end. When someone makes a promise, it usually requires only one of the parties to uphold something while the other party spectates. A covenant is back and forth. It is as complicated as a relationship, but it has the capacity to grow as much as the relationship grows. In fact, it grows as a relationship grows. When God spoke the world into creation, His covenantal promise began with life. He spoke the world into life, so that the covenant with the world was to maintain the life that He spoke into existence. Okay, this makes my head explode. Let's just focus here. God made a promise when He spoke the world into existence. I will keep the life, the world, in existence. Where it gets tricky is the other half of the covenant, which is our half. Our half is to care for, tend to, and help maintain God's creation. Where we fall short is where we break the covenant. The beauty is that we have a Creator who is so good at keeping His part of the covenant that His ability to uphold and be faithful fills up our inability to uphold and be faithful. He does this because He doesn't just want an orderly world. He wants a relationship with you and with us. He makes up for our shortcomings because He wants to make sure that we can keep a relationship with Him. Because He knows above anything else, it is hard to maintain a relationship when promises are continually broken. So even though we are the ones that continually break promises, He continually makes up for them on our behalf. All because He loves us and wants to maintain the relationship He spoke into existence all the way at the beginning of time. Now that is how you keep a promise, or rather uphold a covenant.